my friends. Hey, I wanted to give you a quick update of a miracle that occurred at our church. And you might look at it as something being very small, but it's actually big to us. So we are the Book of Acts Church, small church, new startup church. We're all about Jesus Christ, salvation, sharing the gospel, making disciples, we believe in all the gifts, the whole thing. So we are going to be uncompromising, but we're also going to be ones that are looking for, God to just move in our lives. So at church, we don't have enough money yet to have a worship leader. So what we do is, I put together a series of worship music, and then we all worship with that on a TV. So the church that we're renting from was very gracious and let us borrow their TV. So the TV's older and it was doing great for us. We brought it into our room and everything, and it started acting up. It started not always turning on right away. You could tell it was just getting old and tired. So anyways, still continued to use it. And then one morning when I was supposed to get ready for service, it took me an hour and this TV would not turn on. It wouldn't connect to my computer. It wouldn't turn on right. It wouldn't do anything the way it needed to so that we could worship the Lord for our service. And so, I prayed, Lord, come on, please. I just said we needed a new TV. That's how I usually go. Forget this whole thing of trying to figure it out and all that. We just needed a new TV. Anyways, long story short, we don't have the money, though, to buy a new TV. So we started service, and I had just said, I'm sorry to everyone that came, in our group. I said, I'm sorry, but we're not going to be able to worship. We'll just have to sing some songs or sing it off of our phones and things like that. And one of the women that is part of the church, great woman of faith, she says to me, she had prayed once for her washing machine that didn't work, and the Lord healed it and it started working. So I said, okay, come on up. You have great faith. Let's start praying for this TV. So she came up, laid hands on the TV. We all joined in with her as she proclaimed that the TV would start working again. And miraculously, as soon as I turned the button on, after we prayed, it came on. That was a miracle. So the TV's getting older. So the next week follows. It's turning on, it's doing it, but it's slow. You could tell it's getting tired. And I said, Lord, really, we do need a new TV. The people that let us borrow is wonderful, but it's too old and it's getting tired. So the following week, we have service. Didn't tell anybody that we need a new TV. And all of a sudden, one of the people from our group, the very same woman that prayed, actually had said that she had someone, and I like to keep the blessing for the person, so I'm not going to say who it is because I want them to have the blessing in the Lord. But they had told her that they were going to buy a new TV for us, and they don't even go to our church. I was just in tears because of the fact that someone would be so generous to give us a brand new TV for our services, and they're not even coming to our church. So I was just in tears of just gratefulness to the people who heard the Lord, who sacrificed their own resources and money and time to get us a new TV. And I just thankful to the Lord because he heard the prayers. And I just wanted to say what miracles, we can't say miracles are too small. There's never a small miracle. It's huge the way the hand of God works for his people. So I just want to encourage you, come join us at the Book of Acts Church if you want to come and join us physically, because we're seeking God after everything, okay? We're not shirking down. Community, sharing the gospel, the whole thing. If you can't be with us, you're too far away, then, sign up for our newsletter on the Book of Acts Church, thebookofactschurch.com. Also, we have Jesus World Revival, which will encourage Christians, and Jesus offers hope for those that don't know it. So we'll talk real soon, okay? God bless you. Look for your miracle.